Hi, I'm Kirby Allison. In today's video, I'm excited to show you how to produce a great shoe shine in as little as 10 minutes using 3 simple steps. If you have a pair of shoes that need a quick touch-up before church or an important meeting, and you don't have time for a full shoe shine, with proper technique and the right product, you can achieve a pretty nice shine in not much time. Part of the trick of a quick shoe shine is keeping it simple. Here I'm going to use a pigmented cream shoe polish, a wax polish, which could be a neutral, a horsehair brush, a high shine chamois, and a little bit of water. The quality of the polish absolutely makes a difference. The higher the quality of the polish, the more you're going to be able to do in less time. All of these products, of course, are available on hangerproject.com. In step 1, I'm going to clean any type of superficial dirt off the surface of the leather using a horsehair brush and a little bit of water and a chamois. In step 2, I'm going to use the Saphir Pommadier cream polish to renew the patina, nourish the leather, and recolor the edges and heels. And finally, in step 3, I'm going to use a little bit of the Saphir Pommadier Pate wax polish to elevate the shine on the toe caps. In today's video, I'm going to be shining a pair of my Alfred Sargent brown monk straps. As you can see, the shoe is in relatively good condition, but it definitely needs a touch-up as some of the polish is starting to crack and is uneven. So in this shine, I'm going to show you that in 10 minutes, you can take a pair of shoes that's in good condition and make them look significantly better. To show you that this can be done in as little as 10 minutes, we're going to set a timer and not cut away during this polish. So first, I always like to buff my shoes using a horsehair brush. And if I have it, a little bit of water and a chamois. Any dirt or dried waxes that are on top of the surface of the leather is just going to prevent it from producing that nice shine. Less water is more, that's why I use the spritzer bottle. It's important not to use too much water because if you get the leather wet, then it's going to have to dry before you produce a shine, and that's just going to make this process take longer. Okay, so even with just the high shine chamois and a little bit of water, you can see the shoes cleaned up pretty nicely. So I suppose if you're really in a rush, you can just use water and a little bit of fast buffing action with your high shine chamois. But we've got 10 minutes here, so I'm going to take some of our Saphir Pommadier cream polish and apply this to the shoe. Now the purpose of the Saphir Pommadier cream polish is going to be to renew the finish of the entire shoe. Add some waxes, some softer waxes to the entire shoe. And then also, one of the things that you always want to pay attention to is just applying some of the pigment onto the front edge, which is normally the first part of the edge to become discolored. And so just keeping that edge nice and saturated is always going to make the shoe look better. Massaging this into the leather using my high shine chamois. Again, just in the essence of time, we're just going to do one application, but you'll see with a really high quality polish like the Saphir Pommadier cream polish, you're able to do a lot with not much time. So you see the shoe is initially dulling, and that's just simply because you're applying these waxes onto the surface and you haven't yet buffed them off. Again, front edge, I'm taking some of my wax. If you have an edge dressing, of course it's better with an edge dressing. You might keep just a little bit of black or dark brown edge dressing in your closet. You can always use that. But if you don't, shoe polish works almost just as well. Okay, so while the polish is drying on one shoe, I'm going to buff the cream polish off of the other. Horsehair brush, brisk motions. This is our Hanger Project 100% horsehair shoe shine brush. All of our brushes are made with 100% tail hair, which is the highest quality horsehair that's available, and that's why this brush isn't shedding all over the place. If you can, try to get the brush into the welt. Again, if you had more time, you'd probably apply a wax polish right there, but just getting the bristles into that gap in between the upper and the welt will get any type of dirt or dust that may be in there. So you can see just with one coat of the Pommadier cream polish, the shoes are already starting to look better. So that brisk, fast buffing is going to be what buffs off that extra polish and then brings those waxes to a nice high shine. One tip, if you don't have a horsehair brush with you, you could be doing this process entirely with the high shine chamois and a little bit of water. That works also. If you're traveling light, just a little bit of polish and a high shine chamois, and honestly the spritzer bottle is really all you need. Okay, so here we are. I've applied one coat of the Saphir Pommadier cream polish. As you can see, especially across the vamp, we've evened out that finish. Next is going to be to elevate that shine using some wax polish. I always like to use a little bit of water, just one spritz. And then what we're gonna do is take this wax polish and we're just gonna buff it into the toe. Now here you can see I've got a pair of hole cut monk straps. So I just want to use this wax polish really just on the forward part of the shoe before the crease. You can get it a little bit all over it, but again, you just want to focus it on the front because the toe is really the first thing that people notice. So again, if you're pressed for shine or if you're pressed for time, I would always start with the toe because again, that's what makes the first impression. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes left here. Okay, so this is the trick. So I've applied this. I'm gonna find a clean area of my chamois. I've got some water here and my spritzer. I'm gonna use a little bit of water, not too much, just one tap of polish. And then what I'm gonna do is really, with fast motions, begin to buff that to a shine. Now it's the heat and the friction that takes the hard waxes in that hard wax polish and buffs it to a shine. Now the more layers you do, the higher the shine's gonna be. So I've got that on there. Now I'm just gonna apply again one really light coat to the toe. I'm gonna set this aside. While that's drying, I'm gonna work on the right shoe. Anyone that watched the World Championship of Shoe Shine video will know that the faster and more vigorous the buffing, the higher the shine is. So just wrapping this around my fingers. I'm gonna apply a little bit of additional polish to this toe. We're at 2 minutes, 40 seconds left on our 10-minute countdown. I'm gonna set that aside, a little bit of water, and then begin to, again, just work on this left shoe. Now this is the point where you really kind of determine how much time you have and where you want to take these shoes. You might say, you know what, I don't have much time, just a little bit of cream polish is all I need. Or you might really be going for a great first impression. You might spend a little bit of extra time on the toes. But I find that when pressed for time, the wax polish on the toe cap is really one of the most important parts. One coat of the Saphir Pommadier cream polish is really all you need to even out the finish to an acceptable standard on the entire shoe. But if you're really trying to set an impression, it's gonna be that high shine on the toe that is really gonna set you apart. Again, I'm just doing small coats that are easy to buff off. allowing them to dry. Every so often switching to a clean area of the chamois. A little bit of water, polish. We've got almost 1 minute left, a little over a minute, 15 seconds. You know, as you get closer to the kind of end state on that shine, on the toe claps, you want to, or toe cap, you want to be applying progressively less polish. It's those finer layers that really produce that nice high shine. Too much polish and you're going to have trouble buffing it off. So almost done. Just a little bit of more water, a little bit more water in the chamois. I'm going to take this chamois again on the entire rest of the shoe. 24 seconds. One more spritz. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, so there we are, 10 minutes. No question, you know, time flies when polishing. But you can see these shoes, without question, look better. Now, do they look perfect? No. I mean, I think that these shoes could absolutely use a complete shoe shine. I probably would use a little bit of the Reno mat to pull off some of the cracked and older polish, especially around the toe cap. Then I would like to condition it with the Saphir Renovateur to provide that deep conditioning, followed by maybe 2 or 3 coats of the Pommadier polish and a little bit of extra time with the Saphir Pate Deluxe wax polish on the toe and the heels, which you'll see I really didn't have any time to do anything there. But there's no question that whenever I wear these beautiful Alfred Sargent monk straps out, that they're gonna catch eyes and are gonna look fantastic. The most important elements of a quick shine are to first correct any discoloration to the front edge, because this is what draws your eyes. Second, correct any scuffing that you may see on the forward part of the shoe with the pigmented cream polish. And finally, if you have time, renewing or elevating the shine with a little bit of wax polish will always make your shoes look better. And as you can see, with even just a few minutes, you can achieve an exceptional shine with proper technique and fantastic products like our Saphir Medallion shoe polish. Today in this video, I'm wearing a navy bespoke suit from Chris Despus with tabbed trousers and a 2-button stance. I've got a yellow Drakes of London tie that I've had for quite some time. White shirt, of course, one of my signatures. I've got a Simone Godard linen pocket square with the beautiful subtle blue pinstripe in it. I'm wearing a pair of our navy sovereign grade dress socks. And of course, my burgundy pigskin Baron de Reedy bespoke loafers from George Cleverly. It's warming up in Texas, and this is one of my favorite summertime suits. If you have any questions or comments about this video, please feel free to ask them in the comments section below. I enjoy getting back to as many of those comments personally as possible. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on your notifications by clicking the bell to the right of the subscribe button so that you know whenever we release new videos. And of course, please visit hangerproject.com, where we have the largest, most comprehensive collection of luxury garment care and shoe care accessories in the world, as well as many other incredible products for the well-dressed. And while you're there, subscribe to our newsletter to receive notifications of new product launches, promotions, as well as a weekly digest of all the videos we publish here on our YouTube channel. I'm Kirby Allison, and we love helping the well-dressed take care of their wardrobes. I look forward to seeing you back here soon on this YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us.